It is March 17th, and this is another edition of the Met Report. I'm Miah and Ntepp.
And I am Noe Moreno. Thank you for joining us. Let's get started.
On March 12th, Associate Director and Journalism Professor of MSU Denver, Alfonso Porter, passed away. He was in the comfort of his own home when he collapsed, with the cause of his death being unknown. Here are a few words from members of the Met media in remembrance of Alfonso Porter.
Passionate, enthusiastic, and overall loving. Those are the three words that I would use to describe Alfonso Porter. I was one of the 5 returning reporters for Met Media when we first came back from COVID. And once I found out that I was one of the returning 5, I was in shock, overwhelmed, and I didn't know how we were even gonna go about this newscast, or if it was even going to continue, or that we didn't see a future with it, if I'm going to be honest. All 5 of us were we've had meetings, and it just was not looking good. The first day that we met Alfonso Porter, it was like our entire lives changed completely. Our motivation went up right away. He greeted us with such amazing words, and he greeted us with overall kindness, and he always made sure that we knew that he was there for us, and he's always been our biggest advocate, like through everything. Just through everything we've been through in this office, he's just been our #1 supporter, and he's always been a really good friend to me. He was always somebody I can rely on, no matter what the situation or circumstance is, whether that be payroll or just overall life questions about classes, or just wanting to talk about my personal life as well. He wasn't just a mentor to me. He wasn't just our associate director. He was our friend, and he was one of my first friends coming back from the pandemic. And I'm really gonna miss him a lot. Again, he was a really big mentor, and he had a really big place in my heart. And although it sucks to see him go, I know for a fact that his legacy will continue to live on in this office. This office is what it is because of Alfonso Porter, and I don't think we'll ever forget that.
Definitely a leader, for sure, caring, honest as hell, and genuine. I think, genuine is probably definitely the best word to use.
Alfonso, I wish that you got to see me graduate this semester. It's only like a couple more months away, and I'm sorry that after all the hard work you put into making me the man I am today, that you won't get to see me walk, but I hope you know that you're always going to be a central figure in my heart and in my journey, in every piece of media and articles that I write from here on out. It'll be for you.
He reminds me a lot of a guy Danny Showers in the past, someone who's just, a very smart man, and it almost feels like, why are you here? Because you could be doing so much more than just helping us, but it's what he loved to do, so you kind of got to love him for that.
He was a leader. He was an inspiration. He was the best.
Man, if I had something to say for Alfonso, thank you for the time he took. Every moment he brought me into his office and told me, boy, just do your thing. You know you're in the right place. You know you have a good future. Just keep believing in yourself and just do your thing, man. That's what he would always tell me.
Alfonso was a firm and steady leader. He didn't really interfere too much in Met TV, which I appreciated. He allowed us to have a lot of creative control over our own broadcast. But he always fought for us up until the very end. I remember just on Friday, he was talking about how he was going to get some stuff situated for us in the coming weeks. And it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to continue fighting for us, and I'll miss him.
So Alfonso, he was the type of guy that if he wanted work to be not so much perfect, but he wanted us to realize our mistakes and improve upon them.
He always seemed more like a friend than an authority figure, and I really appreciated that.
Is there anything else you want to say about it?
I just hope he knows, that we'll definitely honor his legacy the best way that we know how, through news, through reporting, through, radio, through TV, and that, you know, his energy is definitely going to be missed here, and his impact in the community is definitely going to be felt.
Alfonso Porter was more than just an advisor. He was our mentor who inspired many young journalists to dream big. Alfonso was one of the driving forces who rebuilt Met Media into the program it is today. His positive impact affected many, and he will be sincerely missed among students and faculty.
CMEI held a gathering for students at the Tivoli Turn Hall this past Tuesday called the Tivoli, which provided different games, laser tag, as well as plenty of neon lights. Students who attended the event were greeted with different forms of entertainment. The laser game took place in a large inflatable area where students could compete against friends or new people to meet and make new friends. Those who were not playing laser tag found different games such as light up cornhole board, a large Pac-Man game, and many more. A live DJ was also playing music for the event with many different genres and remixes. Students got glow sticks and other accessories to dance along with the music.
Campus is full of great student organizations, and the MSU Black Student Alliance focuses on providing students of color with community, support, and resources. On Wednesday, the BSA held a free school supplies event. I was on campus to cover the action. I'm on campus outside the Tivoli, where the Black Student Alliance are holding a tabling event and giving out free school supplies. I was able to check out the event. The MSU Black Student Alliance was reestablished last semester. Primarily focused on providing Black students academic support, the BSA regularly tables on campus to give students free school supplies, free food, resources to scholarships, and more. I spoke to the Vice President of the Black Student Alliance.
And I am the Vice President of BSA, Black Student Alliance. We're an organization who are here to help Black students on campus to receive resources that they're not able to find on their own. We created this organization because we wanted to connect the Black student on campus to help each other and to give support for each other so they can have a wonderful experience on campus.
The Black Student Alliance plans to bring students to the state capitol to meet with local legislators, host critical discussions on race and academics, and pursue other ways of advancing Black academics on campus. Students of all backgrounds are welcome and encouraged to join. For more information on how you can get involved with the Black Student Alliance, email jntepp1@msudenver.edu. And coming up next,
2 major banks collapsed financially in the same week.
the people of Denver tell us their plans for St. Patrick's Day.
And March Madness comes to Denver. All this and more after the break.
'Dad?
Being a dad can be transformative, but also a lot of fun. Help prepare your little monster for the outside world. Encourage their interests. Support their growth. Walk them through new relationships.
He's perfect.
Whatever you say.
And prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet.
So much of the good in my life is because of you.
Never stop being a dad.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
It's definitely taken a toll on all of us.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before,
it's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID shots are safe.
Much safer than getting the virus.
We can all do our part
and get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
Two weeks ago, a massive group of students from Denver East High School walked up the steps of the state capitol to demand action on gun violence. Our reporter Noah Block sat down with a few of them to get some direct perspective.
After 16-year-old Luis Garcia, a junior at East, was shot at 17th and City Park Esplanade, less than a block away from the entrance to the school, students came to protest gun violence and mourn Luis's death simultaneously.
I personally would feel a little bit safer with more security on campus.
Like the day after that the shooting happened, a student brought a gun to school.
East really promotes mental health resources and tells you that all these people in the building are there for you, but it doesn't come across that way.
At the same time as expressing concern for their safety, the students seem to reject the idea that police officers in schools prevent shootings.
But I have friends who were here freshman year, and then also people that have graduated in the past that said that they were racially profiled by the SROs at points.
I didn't feel more safe having police officers with guns in the building.
Overall, the teens saw little to cling to when it came to gun safety solutions, but found hope in the solidarity of fellow activists.
The day of the walkout, once we arrived at the Capitol, a lot of students gave speeches, and there were politicians kind of watching from like the balconies or the windows of their offices. Sorry. Politicians gave speeches in like the chambers to the students, but they kind of just said a lot of like condolences and that they were sorry that this happened and that it's terrible, but they didn't propose a lot of policy or anything that could actually make change. And
They've done nothing pretty much other than offer their condolences and their thoughts and prayers.
It was one of like the most passionate and assertive walkouts that I've been a part of at East and that I've even seen in Denver.
I know it sounds like a basic message, but I would say just don't lose hope, because we will be the next leaders of the world, and we already do have the ability to make change.
For the Met Report, I'm Noah Block.
Three suspects were taken into custody after one person was shot near two high schools in Brighton Wednesday afternoon, leading to a lockdown for the school district. Police stated that the shooting happened Wednesday around 12:30. The investigation led police to the Prairie View High School off 120th and Peoria, where they found a vehicle that matched the description of the one involved in the shooting. The school went on lockdown after people possibly involved in the shooting fled to the school, but the suspects were taken into custody shortly after. Other schools near the area went on lockdowns when they were notified of the shootings. The injured victim showed up to an urgent care with a gunshot wound that appeared to be non-threatening.
Two major banks collapsed last week, shocking the financial world at a level not seen since 2008. On March 10th, Silicon Valley Bank collapsed after the market value of several $billion in treasury bonds began to rapidly decrease with the U.S. inflation rates. As the bank's portfolio began to fail, investors tried to withdraw their funds, leading to the collapse of the bank. In response to the Silicon Valley Bank failure, investors at Signature Bank in New York began withdrawing their money as well, leading it to its collapse and subsequent seizures by the FDIC. After the collapse, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen stated that the bank system remains strong, but said that the Silicon Valley Bank will not be bailed out. The true fallout of the collapse is not yet known, but financial experts expect the banking crisis to end for some time.
Colorado weather has certainly been living up to its namesake this past week. Are we in store for more craziness this weekend? We go to Brandy Thomas to give us a forecast. Take it away, Brandy.
It's springtime here in Colorado, and in traditional Colorado fashion, it is a little bit chilly today, but we are expecting a slight increase in temperatures throughout the week, getting up into the 50s and 60s with lows getting as low as 20 degrees. It is going to get a little bit cloudier, and we are expecting a slight chance of rain and even snow into the weekend. Back to you guys.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it.
It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing really quickly.
And it's sometimes really hard to keep up.
So here are a few things we know.
We are not fighting the same virus from 2020.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before,
It's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID vaccines are safe,
Much safer than getting COVID-19.
We all want this to end sooner than later.
so go ahead and do things.
Go out and live your life, but get vaccinated. Stay boosted.
We can all do our part.
And get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
Hello everybody, I'm Noah Block, and in a shocking turn of events, I'm here to give you the biggest news from around the world of entertainment. This month we mourn the loss of our favorite bachelor, Bad Bunny. The world's #1 artist was spotted with Kendall Jenner on multiple occasions, kissing, hugging, and dating. Oh my. Fans were quick to assume the pair were official and immediately stormed Twitter to express disappointment and heartbreak, me included. Let's see what the future might have for Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner. Cole Sprouse. Wait, which one? No, it's Cole Sprouse, is under fire for revealing personal information about previous castmates, family members, and relationships. Known for his roles in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Riverdale, this controversial actor appeared on a podcast called Call Her Daddy, also controversial, to air out any and all rumors about his life. Unfortunately, Twitter is eating him alive because he's talking about personal information regarding his relationship with Lily Reinhart. He claimed him and his ex were both emotionally abusive and brought out the worst in each other. Many fans of Riverdale are taking Lily's side, as she was seen liking posts about how abusive Cole was before Cole had mentioned anything. He also claimed his brother was the bigger bully out of the two, despite what other castmates have said about the pair, which is causing even more controversy. Well, today is St. Patrick's Day, the last party holiday before summer, so I hit the streets to see what people were looking forward to on the greenest day of the year.
St. Patrick's Day, also known as the Feast of St. Patrick, comes every year on March 17th in honor of Petrich, a subject in Roman Britain who was smuggled into Ireland in the 5th century. He is now known as the progenitor of Christianity in Ireland and a saint in the Catholic Church, though not everyone knows this.
I heard St. Patrick was a slave, so I think that's pretty intriguing.
For some, it's a day for family and God.
Drinking was one of the issues that I had in the past. And recently I just gave my life to God, Christ. So for me to drink, it's not very ideal.
While for others, it's an opportunity to go out and get wild.
Doesn't hold religious significance, but I like how everyone really takes time out of their day to have a good time. I like the mix alcohol in a night. I usually don't get too crazy with it, so I don't deal with the issues of mixing a lot of alcohols, but it just depends what mood I'm in. Like summer, I might like tequila or vodka, something clear, and then when it's cooler out, maybe like whiskey or bourbon. I think for St. Patty's Day, I'm going to be drinking Guinness and whiskey drinkers.
And some just want to give peace a chance.
If you had a leopard, all right, I don't know if you guys know what a leopard is.
Yes.
He granted you powers. He granted your wish, but you have to articulate it in 3 words. 3 words, you say.
Leave me peace. Put it back because he stole it. I was going to say the same thing. Peace to others.
Whatever the case, go out there and enjoy it. And if you don't want to get pinched, wear some green. Happy St. Patrick's Day and Shlanta.
Wear green so you shouldn't get pinched.
Everybody wear green.
It's about that time of year where stomps can be heard all over campus. The MSU Denver Multicultural Greek Council is back to put on their 6th annual Yard Show. The event took place at the Tivoli Turn Hall on March 16th, where sororities and fraternities got together to showcase their organizations through stepping and strolling. The event is the biggest fraternity and sorority life event on the Aguirre campus, so if you're interested in Greek life, this is the place to be. For more information on other events, make sure to follow at MSU Denver FSL on Instagram. Well, that's all I've got for entertainment this week. Stay tuned for Will, who has everything on sports.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
All right, let's try this.
COVID has been a really long fight, and it's been especially tough on kids.
It's been a rough transition for all of us.
Right now, as a father, I want to give the best tools to protect my kids.
So what can we do to get back to that sense of normalcy?
Every day, parents ask me if their child 5 and above should get vaccinated. The answer is absolutely yes.
My own sons, who are 6 and 8 years old, had their COVID vaccine.
It's an added layer of protection to keep kids from getting any type of severe illness or complications from a COVID infection. A lot of parents are also wondering if the vaccines are safe.
Yes, it's safe and effective for children.
Definitely safer than a COVID infection.
Children get a smaller dosage than adults do.
So if you have questions or concerns about the vaccine, that's okay.
We're here to help.
We have the tools we need to protect kids and help them stay healthy and all get through this together.
Welcome back to another edition of Met Report Sports. I'm Will Martin, and we're in the middle of March, so let's get into the madness. March Madness is underway, and our reporter Trenton Sanders is live from Ball Arena, preparing us for the first round games.
We sit just hours away from tip-off here in the Mile High City for the NCAA March Madness Tournament first round. We have 8 teams coming from around the nation to Colorado to secure their spot in the second round of the tournament, chasing a national title. First up, we're gonna have UC Santa Barbara versus Baylor at 11:30. Next game, we'll have NC State taking on Creighton at 2. For the third game up, we got Grand Canyon University out of Arizona taking on Gonzaga University at 5:35 p.m. And for the last matchup, we have Arizona State taking on Texas Christian University at 8 o'clock. As we saw number 3 Virginia and number 2 Arizona get upset last night, no team is safe. And as the tournament goes on, the madness is more likely to happen. Here at Ball Arena, this is Trenton Sanders.
The sports gambling world has exploded in the last 5 years, generating billions of dollars of revenue for the major sports books. Alex Petrich has more on the story.
When the Supreme Court overturned the ban on commercial sports betting in 2018, no one could have foreseen how quickly the industry would take off into the juggernaut we know it as today. 36 states plus the District of Columbia have legalized sports betting since 2018, with more states offering propositions in upcoming elections. Most professional sporting events are now covered in ads for sportsbooks like DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and many more. According to data from September of 2022, around 1 in 5 U.S. adults said they have placed a sports bet in the last year. The majority of sports bettors come from the 18 to 50 age group, with men being more likely to do so than women. But how does the sports gambling world affect MSU Denver? I spoke with Kelly Evans, professor in the Department of Human Performance and Sport at MSU, and Marcus Gickert, a student at MSU, about their opinions on sports gambling.
I don't think it's unhealthy. For me, I'm able to. I have a pretty good job, so like I'm not worried about money, and I'm pretty good at statistics as well. So I don't lose very often. I'm actually up. It can be quite unhealthy. I've had moments where like I've had big wins where I can be like, ooh, like I can see where it can get addicting. I've set limits for myself, just personal limits. Like I don't bet any more than like $15 on each bet. I usually limit myself to my knowledge, so I don't bet on things I just don't know.
As a teacher in this, I'm teaching from a perspective of especially for-profit sports teams, right? And what I always, you have to make sure, one, that your fans are always coming back and they're going to spend money with you. And so a way to do that is that you have to figure out, okay, well, what are my fans currently doing? Where are they? Where are they consuming their information? What interests them? And then you have to position your product, your sport event team, whatever it may be, to be able to keep up with what your fans are doing. And so the popularity that sports gambling is, it makes sense to me that a lot of people on teams are including draft odds and they're including a lot of information that can help with sports gambling because they know their core product, their core fan, that's what they're doing.
My best advice is to understand that you can have all the information in the world, think you have the right picks. Sports is random.
For the Met Report, I'm Alex Petrich.
In honor of Women's History Month, the NBA is hosting Her Time to Play, a national initiative to empower girls and women through sports by combining on-court training and off-court skill building. By the age of 14, girls drop out of sports twice as often as boys do, mostly due to a lack of resources, lack of positive representation, and social stigmas. Her Time to Play plans to encourage girls to pursue their passion for basketball. The Denver Nuggets will be hosting an all-girls camp for the city of Denver that will include a basketball clinic, an interactive activity, and a panel discussion from all women in professional sports panel. With tickets starting at $65, a wonderful opportunity for young athletes in our community. NFL free agency kicked off this week, and the Broncos' new owners proved they're willing to splash the cash. Denver started free agency as the league's biggest spender, allotting north of $230 million in 1 week. More than half of that money goes to offensive linemen Ben Powers and Mike McGlinchey, who are expected to keep Russell Wilson safe in the pocket. These signings likely mean the departure of Colorado native Dalton Risner, as well as 2022 standout Draymond Jones, who left for the Seattle Seahawks. Rumors have also been swirling that wide receivers Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton have been mentioned in trade discussions, but the teams interested have not been named. After a poor 2022 season, the Broncos have shown they mean business, looking to once again make a run for the playoffs. Well, that's all I've got for sports this week. I hope I served you guys well. Back to the desk with Noe and Miah.
So, Miah, any plans for spring break?
I'm going to tend to my fine oil painting collection. How about you?
I'm going to sleep, eat a lot, and gain a couple pounds.
Well, thanks for joining us this week on the Met Report.
Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and mymetmedia.com.
Have a great weekend, everyone.